Okay, I was in Yangshou this morning from Xingping, and you see that X there kind of in the middle to the right middle. That little hand-drawn X is where the senior guest house is. So I'm doing the Yulong River trip, and I've come to the left on Daiku Street down to this pinkish thing, and then follow that road up to the upper left to the orange road, and then follow the orange road up to where you see it circled right there. And now I am in theory going towards the Yulong River. Where that bus was, I just turned from there from the right and came left down this street direction to find the Dragon Bridge. So you see where I've come from. Along that small orange road I'll travel till I get to the Dragon Bridge, and then I'll be following a trail along the Yulong River. Which side, I'm not sure. Hey, here's kind of a processing plant for all this fruit stuff, and you can see it's not quite as brown yet, it's just reddish, and it's just going to be drying here, and they're just sorting it out and laying it out in an orderly fashion. You see how she's doing all over there, so it'll all dry evenly, probably get the sides dried, and then they go back through and probably reposition each one of those things. This is the low cost of labor. I was going the wrong way, and a lady kindly jumped on her bike and came and got me and said, no, the other way. But she was kind of dogging me, and I wasn't sure if she was just going the way I was going or whatever, but she moved on. But it was nice of her to presume that I was going the wrong way, the lady in the pink way down there. Just so I stopped taking it. So it looks like they bag up something here. And here they have a machine on that wooden threshing machine or whatever it is, but I don't know what's inside the bags. Pretty damn heavy though. This is the lady that was helping me, but I think she was also bringing me down here to go on the rafts, which I don't want to do. This is an old building. I just wanted to come back up here and take a look at it. It's fairly old. This might be the old street here too. And since old buildings are getting rare as they touristify everything, well, look at this detail. I think that's maybe an elephant. And here, of course, one of those thrashing machines mounted on a hand-pulled cart in order to move it around. And for some reason, they take off the wheels. Probably for security. You don't want somebody stealing. It's the most valuable thing. Just wanted to look at this a little bit of detail before this pack of dogs goes bananas, which is very hard for them to do in China. They're so totally relaxed. I guess is that these old buildings, which almost look like they're adobe rather than brick, are probably owned by people who are just letting them deteriorate until they're ready to build something that will be more tourist responsive. But they're waiting for that bit of the economy here to get a little bit stronger. We can imagine there was once a time when these somewhat fluted tubes of wood with the detail on the end were justified, and perhaps there was some very elaborate work up above here that now just is the bare wall. But also the stone here, nicely worked and joined over there in the corners, tells us that this was at one time a very expensive place relative to the community itself. We have the original part of the bridge, the Dragon Bridge. I'm sure it's been reworked, certainly the upper part of it. There goes a pretty butterfly. I will cart my bike over there after I get an angle shot on the bridge and continue down the other side of the. So these are the real bamboo rafts, not the phony plastic ones that we were on our mega tour. Not that there's any significant difference. This is a much quieter area, but poled rafts are superior to motorized things from the viewpoint of noise, so it might be worth coming up here and taking one of these. There's stone in these steps. I'm sure it's been taken from some other building in the past around here, but reflects a considerable amount of work in calligraphy. Much more peaceful than the cacophony of the other place. I wonder how old these stones are. They look like they'd be old, well worn, but of quality. Another wedding party. En route to jacking up the population some more. Here's some of the stonework. Who knows the age of these stones? Notice those old stairways. What history would they have had? Imagine what this was like before it was a tourist place, and yet boats would have plied this for fishing, perhaps for moving cargo down to Yangshou, and vice versa. It doesn't look like a very fast-moving river, so that would be possible. And the view up the other side, including our wedding party. This side of the bridge, quieter, more intimate. A large banyan tree, I think it's called. Okay, there you can see the Dragon Bridge in the left, in the middle, left middle. And we're going to take the road along the river on the left side where I am now. Probably crossing there, hooking into that other dirt track, coming down, crossing back over, coming through Dragon Village, I guess, like I know, past the big banyan tree, although it looks quite a distance away from that road, and then down to Moon Hill. Okay, now, wonderfully, I'm out in the country, well away from the cacophony of the average tourist and the highways of China and cities. An older lady by the road signaled that I was going the wrong way, that I should have made the other left turn instead, and I'm sure she's right, but I just wanted to come down this way. I'll check my map and see how far off it will take me. Back on the inner road now because I thought it would be more intimate than it is. This is interesting. A cave system back in there. And then here they've done something with the rock. Not sure what the point of it was. And this becomes kind of a holding pond here. Might have acted like a reservoir. Nice homes in these communities, replacing the old brick and wood ones, more like adobe. And here the farming comes right up to the edge of the houses and the road, every inch used.
Is it following you?
I wish it were. The dirt trail heading toward Yangshou. Makes for a great bike trail. But eventually they'll pave it all. It'll be even easier to ride, but not as much fun. I'm sure that's the Yulong River down there. Whether this water to my left is or not, I don't know. Here I've encountered an old cemetery type of place. One time perhaps it was upkept better. So I'm down to a one track now, but the bikes and the scooters keep using it. Beside me are a couple of the old round circular humps. That signal means I can't see and I've only got one track, so don't come down right now till I'm out of here. Somewhere over there should be the Yulong River. Okay, looking back the way I came, very tranquil river, boats lazily moving down. Sure, you can still get a tourist ride in the bamboo, but it'd be a lot more fun here than it was where we took it. Here are folks who either have their business or live on the river. And there it looks like more of a tourist type thing way down there. I'll cross the bridge and go down to the right, and then at some other bridge cross again to continue further down to Moon something or other.